Hi everyone, it's Dasher Dave here. I am going to make a little fold out four thing. It's this thing here, which is basically, it just folds into four, and each one of these is a little pocket for putting like journal things in, or you might want to put some note paper or whatever in there. So I just thought I'd make one of these. I'll show you how to make it, and then I'm probably going to carry on with that one. I was sat and I just thought, I really need to put the camera on and show people how to do this. Anyway, so it was Brian that inspired me to do it. So he gave me a little journal card, very similar, to put some notes into my auntie, who is 93, I think. So I wanted to write her a letter. So anyway, so basically it's a 12 by 12 sheet of paper, and all I'm going to do is I'm going to score a line at 7/8 of an inch. And the only reason why I'm doing it in inches is because the paper is in inches too. So I'm just going to put a line there, and then I'm going to score at 8. So it's just a 12 by 12 sheet of paper. When you're scoring paper, don't press hard, because you'll just cut it right through, and then turn it round 90 degrees, okay, and then you're just going to score it into 4. So 3 is into 4, go 4, so do that, 3, 6, and then 9, and that's it. So just you don't have to score it, you could just fold it, but I like to score it because because my folding is terrible. That's why. So all we're going to do is we're going to do these top and bottom two, not the 4 first. So we're going to fold this over like this, and all this is doing is, this is just wonky. This is just wonky. It's not meant to be wonky. It might be part of it. Might have to be part of its charm. Why is it so wonky? That is definitely a wonky line. What happened here? What happened here, folks? Let's just have a look. I mean, I don't mind it being a wonky line, but like I just need to check what happened. So that was all lined up nicely. What happened then? No idea. Let's try that again. At 3/4 of an inch. Sorry, 7/8 of an inch, all the way down. No, that's a very similar line to it was before. So no idea. Anyway. So yeah, you're just going to fold this line over. I think it might just be that it looks wonky, but it looks like it's thinner at this end than that end. But you know, my brain's going, it has to be right. So anyway, folding this over. Well, that's it. Straighten that line out now. Folding that over, and then taking this bit and folding this up, and this is what's going to create your pockets. So there is no, there's nothing hard about this. I mean, I don't know where he got the idea from, but I just stole it from Brian. So, and then I'm just going to fold it over. Just going to fold all of these lines now, folding them in on themselves. So folding that, and then fold this in as well. So like I say, he may have got it from somewhere else, but like, it's literally because he gave me, I'll show you it in a minute. I'll show you what he gave me, and I was inspired to make something very similar. So so basically I just reverse engineered it like you do. So he gave me this, so, and it's just folds out like this. He's used obviously some packing or something, and it's just got some little note cards in. So actually they're really lovely, because like, aren't they pretty? So it's just from some note paper that he had apparently, but he coffee dyed it. So anyway, so I'm going to make something very similar to this. So they all just sit in there and they just fold up like that. So that's what I'm going to make. So I'm using this kind of bright stuff because this is all to go in my journal for Janeybjournals. So this is the stuff that I made. So this is the journal itself was made by Brian. He kindly made that for me, because I don't ever get around to making journal stuff. And then so we've also made these in a tutorial. Made this last week, I think it was. So this opens out like this. and we made this, and this is just made out of one of the elements that are in Janeyb's journal. So, oh, and that I made that last week after I'd made everything else. Didn't put the video on because me and Brian were chatting and we were listening to music. But this is just a little, it's not really a journal card because you can't really write in it. It's just a little thing. And then I am going to find a use for that, but I don't know just yet. So anyway, that's why I'm using the bright colours, because they'll kind of fit in with that kind of very spring-like colours. So I think after all of the miserable, dull winter and the Armageddon of being locked down, I think it's kind of just like one of those things where you just think, oh, I need something bright and colourful now. So I'm just kind of rescoring those edges, and this one as well. When you fold it over, it just needs to be, you're kind of just reshaping those folds, and that's it. That's basically all it is. It's like that. And then all I've done is I've glued that completely down, and then I've glued on these lines. I've actually glued, so let's just glue it, Dave, because then I've got another one to play with, haven't I? So let's get the glue to come out. Okay, so all I've done is I've glued down here, down this edge, and this one, so where the score line is, and then this one. Getting rid of your tails of glue, otherwise that'll stick the whole thing down in the middle, and you don't want it to. And again on this line, well, maybe not on that line, because for some reason my hand suddenly decided to go wobbly. Just be glad I'm not a brain surgeon. And then just on this line, and the only reason for that is just to strengthen that, because if you're going to be pushing things down into it, you just want that line to be a bit stronger and not just be a piece of paper. And then fold it up and just glue in, just reinforce all of those gluey areas. And then this bit here, I've literally just glued the whole thing down. There's no gaps or anything, so all I've done is, again, I've glued on that line just to give it a bit more reinforcement. Ooh. Like I say, terrible, isn't it? But I'm not a brain surgeon, and it's a good job. And then all the way along, just like that. From my childhood, that Tommy Cooper, I believe. So let's put the lid back on that dough, because we've done that before. Okay, so that's what I've done, and then you get these little pockets. Yeah, I mean, it's so simple. It's just a very simple little journal-y piece. And actually, what I've decided is on mine, I'm going to. So this is the one I'm going to decorate today. I think I want to, like he has done, he's sewn down these seams, and I think I want to do that too. Well, I want to give it a go, put it that way, because as you're very well aware, my sewing is not the best. So, as in, it's not always the straightest of lines, but lines, they're like, they're optional, aren't they? So I'm sorry for turning off camera. I'm still talking to you. I'm just putting this onto my sewing machine, and obviously it's not on camera, and I realise, but like, you've seen me sew before, and I think the pressure of having a camera on me as well doesn't actually help. So I'm doing it off camera, strangely. So let's just get the first cut is the deepest, baby, and no. Again, singing, Dave. What are you doing? What are you doing, Dave? The camera isn't even on yet, and you still can't get it in a straight line. So I don't even know whether. Oh, Worcester's coming in. He's coming in to check on my sewing ability. Yes, it's rubbish, Worcester. I know. So just sewing down this line, trying to make it as straight as possible. Seeing if it. Oh, why didn't it didn't even sew. I've got the dotted line, and it didn't actually make. Yes, good boy, good boy. Go on then, go. Oh, you know why? because my needle is not threaded. So, folks, you're just going to have to... Oh, it's my age. You know when you... Anybody else have that pulley face that you do when you're trying to thread a needle? Like, your mouth is slightly open. And your tongue is slightly out. Well, that's what I'm currently doing. I'm so sorry. I thought I'd set all of this up, but clearly not. Oh, it's gone. Is it? Just missed the hole. I really need one. There's two things I need. I need better eyes, or somebody to do it for me. And there is nobody to do it for me because, like, my crafty friend Brian, he is at work, so he is on his long weekend this weekend. As you're aware, he works in a home for respite children. Well, they're not respite children, they're children. Respite care. So this is not happening. Oh, the pressure is so much on, isn't it? So what I'm going to do is probably have to edit the video so that you guys don't have to watch me do this. Well, you're not even watching me. Listen to me do this. Threading a needle on radio. Well, there's a whole thing that wouldn't happen. Right, okay, I think I'm there now. Let's try that again. And look how perfect that line was. If only it had worked. So, let's try it again. So, just sew in this straight line. Okay, take that out. Ah, perfect. Well, it's not perfect, but it'll do. It'll do. That's what I should say. It'll do. That'll do, pig. That'll do. That's from Babe, I think. I believe it's from Babe about the pig. Anyway, the pig that becomes a sheep pig, like a sheepdog, but a pig. So. Oh, I hope that's gone down the right bit, did it? Oh, I think it went off slightly. Never mind. Yeah, but this is not a thing to do if you're not a great sewer. But, you know, I'm not a great sewer, but I'm still doing it. Because if I can do it, you can do it. Oh, dear, is that even on the... The patterned paper makes it really hard to see that line. Oh, you know that this isn't going to be great, don't you? So, I'm just telling you. I'm telling you now. Just warning you. It's going to be a bit of a car crash. But you like it when I do these things. You like it when I take myself out of my comfort zone and do stuff like sewing and... I mean, like, let's face it, the only reason why I own a sewing machine is because it's for paper crafting. I don't actually do anything with it to, like, sew. Oh, when I say I don't, I have, but so rarely. I've made the odd cover for, like, for the sewing machine and for the scan and cut and all sorts of things, but nothing to write home about. So there we go. I've sewn those lines. Let's take off all of these little excess. And I realise that they're not. I realise that they're likely to unthread because I haven't knotted them or anything like that. But I am not worried because it's just part of the charm, isn't it? So lots of bits of thread, cotton thread, whatever you want to call it, yarn. So just taking all of these bits off. So there we go. So anyway, so that's what we've got. Now I realise those lines aren't great. Look, that's not very straight. But you know, what is? So anyway, I've done that. I just think it adds to the charm, and you know, I'm not worried about what colour my thread is. I realise it's green on the back and yellow, well, orangey yellow on the front, but I'm not worried. So what we've got is we've got some little pockets now here, just to tuck things in. I think it's just quite charming, isn't it? So I'm just going to stick some things on the front. So there were a few things in here that I thought about. So there was this. Thought maybe have that kind of tucked round like that. Quite like the look of that. So I might do that. Oh, that was another thing I thought. Oh, I really like that on there. I think it just goes with the green. And I thought, I quite liked that, but I mean, I could have it on the inside, I guess. You don't want to have too big a pocket, because what you're going to have, if you think about it, you're going to have stuff inside, and then if you have too much as well, if you have too much inside there, it'll gape. And, you know, I don't mind it gaping a little bit, but not a huge amount. I think that might be a bit big. Pushing your luck a little bit too much, Dave. There's these. Now, you might ask me where these came from. And I can only tell you they came from a tin, because I can't remember. So yeah, I'm going to stick some of these things on it, I think. So definitely going to have that on the front. Maybe with that. I quite like the way that makes that pop. Yeah, and if I have that maybe around the top. Yeah, might have that like that. So, just thinking, is there anything else to have? Glass handled with care. No. What about these? Just like the fact that it's got a bit of green in it, and it might help, but I don't know. I quite like having that like that, and I thought I could have it leave it so it's got a little bit of a tuck in the front. Let's just see if there's anything else in here. So this is all my smaller bits of fussy cutting. Favourite labels. I mean, even the titles of fussy cut pages I keep because I just like it. So that's a bit big, Dave. I'm getting a bit carried away. No, it's not. It's not adding anything. Price for. Could have that like that, maybe. This is the worst part, isn't it? When you're trying to pick things for it. External use only. I quite like that with it. Okay, right. Okay. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to glue these two together because I definitely like these together. I'm going to use my wet glue. Started to put in my white glue into one of these as well, just because, you know, it gives a fine gluey line. A fine gluey line. So I'm hoping that that will just stick over there. Yep. Might just put a little bit more behind there just to hold it down. So I don't know how everybody is. How you doing? It's Saturday the 13th of March today, so and in the UK it's fairly overcast. It's I've done quite a few loads of washing now, and I was going to put it outside to dry, but then you have to play the hokey cokey of in out when the rain clouds come past, and you think, is it going to rain? Shall I bring it in? It would have dried lovely because it hasn't rained. It rained earlier today, but it hasn't rained since. But the rain clouds have definitely come over, you know, when it goes loomingly dark, and then they've just moved on. But it's been quite windy as well, so it would have dried nicely out there. And I do like my clothes to be dried outside. I just like they smell nice. So don't know if I'm adding. No, I'm taking away, I think. So I think I'm going to have that. I might add a few more bits to it, but what I want to do is just glue on these edges so there's a bit of a tuck. I have to think about this, so glue on that edge, Dave. So yeah, so drying clothes outside. Don't know whether you do. I've got a tumble dryer as well, but like, so I've had to put my stuff in the tumble dryer today because it was just so unpredictable. And it's so cold as well. I want spring to come. This is why I'm making this spring journal. It's kind of like my spell trying to wish it here sooner rather than later. But it's not listening. It's just not paying any attention to me for some reason. I don't know why. It's probably a bit like Worcester never pays any attention to me either. So they're in cahoots, I tell you. So this is just a bit long, and I'd love to find my fussy cut scissors. There we go. I have. Just need to cut that little bit off so it's a little bit, because I did these on the scan and cut, and it does a really good job. It occasionally misses bits like here, so it's just a little bit. I don't know whether you can see that it's got a little bit of white here. So I'll just see if I can cut that off, which I can. Just might tear that bit off. No, that didn't come off the way I wanted it to. Never mind. There we go. Do that, and it did have a little tiny white bit that side. I mean, you could cover it up. You can cover it up with a bit of this. What's this called? What's it called? Distressing. Oh. But it was just made it a little bit asymmetric, so I had to get rid of it. And my brain was going, "You've got to get rid of that." Like this bit on the end, I've got to get rid of that. So you can tell I'm concentrating because I've stopped talking. So if you ever want me to stop talking, it's get me to concentrate or feed me. Because obviously I'm not a ventriloquist and I can't eat and speak at the same time. And also I was brought up well, so I don't eat with my mouth full. No, I don't speak with my mouth full. So I'm going to tuck that round there. I'm going to have that on there, I think. I like that. I don't know why. Don't know what I'm going to do with it. I might put a number on it or something, but I think I'm just going to have that there because I can. And you're not here to tell me otherwise, so nobody's going to be able to say, "No, don't do it, Dave," because I can't hear. So I've tried to start this video several times. First time we had a bit of a disaster. Worcester got tangled in the wire, the microphone wire. I think that was this video. It might have been the previous video. I've done a few videos today. Done some Happy Mail videos today. So and I've started this a couple of times because I thought I've started talking to myself, and then realised I was actually talking to myself because I hadn't pressed start. But you know, these things happen. Excuse me while I just have a drink. So I really like that. I think it needs something in there. I don't know whether notes would fit in there. Might go on there. Don't know whether this has got any ink on it already. No, Dave, don't stick it to your face. That's not the way to find out. Put it on here. No. Dry as a bone. Shall I go for a green? Because I've got green. Because everything else is green, why not? So, do that. Well, this might be a good idea, or it might not be, but you know, there's only one way to find out, and that's to commit, Dave. Commit. So, just press that down. Don't know why I have to do it with my just whispering. Is this like ASMR? Can you hear me whispering? Oh, I quite like that. I know it's wonky. It's all part of the charm. Like me, it's a bit wonky, but it's part of the charm. Oh, I like that. I really like that. So we've got a little tuck here to be able to put something in, and then inside. Now, oh, that's wonky, but like, okay, it's wonky. It's fine. Might have something over it and like then not notice it. Yeah, I might have that on there. One of these price labels? No, too big. I just like sometimes a little cluster of things that don't really do anything. They're just clustered together. I quite like those together. Oh, losing stuff. Oh, I like that pop. That pop of colour. Maybe those. Maybe like that. Stop leaning on that. And this is why I go. What? Why have I got bits all over me? This is why. I get all ink all up my arm and in my sleeve and everything. So yeah, I might have something down here, or I might go for something where you could just tuck something else in here. But how am I going? What I would do? I don't know. I don't like the colour of that. Could I have some of my trust? Is that going to be too much? I know it adds another colour, but I quite like that. You know, I like the raspberry. It's all right. I can use the raspberry with abandon now because I was going to say gay abandon, but like, you know, not everything's gay, Dave. I might put that down there. If I follow that kind of like wiggly edge, and I could have that as like a little tuck. Yeah, I'm going to do that. You guys might be going, oh no, don't do it. But guess what? You're not here. You can't tell me what to do. You're not my mama. My mama. You're not my mama. So I'm going to. I don't know whether I should have maybe put it on a backing piece of paper just to give it a bit more rigidity, but you know what, I'm too late, I've done it now. So I'm just gonna. I don't think it's gonna need it. I don't think you're not gonna be stuffing it full of stuff, are you? So I like to give it a torn edge. I like that kind of effect. I might. Have we got enough, Dave? We've got just going on forever. I'll just finish doing this bit. Might as well. I'm almost there. Got a bit left over now. So I can anyway. It helps me to choose which bit I want to use. I think I'm going to go like that. And I'm going to. So if I'm going to go to there, I want to maybe have that bit more of a straight line. A guillotine? Where the heck are these guillotines, Dave? Aha! Oh, wires tangled. Everything's coming with me. Blade caught on the actual electricity. That's not a good idea. So this blade was open like that, and I was going to slice. If I tried to pull it, I would have sliced the electricity cable with a metal blade. Yeah, you know, it might have been bye 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 Dave on video. just going to pop that, just slice that off and give it more of a straight edge. So that's that bit there. Yeah, and we're going to go to about there. That's a technical measurement, isn't it? Using your sorry, I'm just gonna have to turn the lamp round. I realise that it shines on the desk, and it's, although it should, those things should be covering the reflection. Yeah, not technical using your nail to score a line in it, but it worked. It does the job. So you don't want to see what the other desk looks like in here. So the desk that Brian's, when he comes round, crafts at, you just can't see at the moment because of everything. When you're doing a video, you can't put things away like you would not do normally. Well, I do sometimes put things away. I don't always. I'll be honest. But you can't put things. Nobody wants to watch you while you put things away. So, so you don't. So you just kind of like throw it over there. Come to it later. So anyway, just going to go through this. I might give this a bit more of a creamy background rather than it's stark. It's quite stark white. So I might use some like antique linen. I think the colour is tea dye, apricot, no, old paper, antique linen. Yeah, it should just give it a bit more of a yellowy look to the paper in the background. Yeah, it does. So it's very subtle. So no, lost my thing. So if you look here, this is where I've done compared to here where I haven't done. So it's just very, like I say, it's very subtle. It just takes the white out of it. It makes it look less new. So I just love this paper. It's just so versatile. So and Christina sent me another one, so I was using it sparingly. So she sent me another one, so it's great. I can use it with gay abandon, as I've said it. There we go. I'll put that on there. Lid doesn't. That's such an old distress pad. I am surprised it's still got anything in it. I must have had some of those distress inks. I must have had. Oh, I don't know. Easily 7 years, maybe more. Let me think. 7. Oh no, way more than 7. I'd say 8 or 9 years I've had them. Still going though. And never been refreshed. They could possibly be at that point where they could get refreshed. Certainly wouldn't harm them. I need to get some of that refreshing spray, but that's another thing I've never found on the UK Amazon anyway. So I don't know whether it's still available. I have seen him use it. Tim Holtz, I've seen him use it in one of his videos. But I've never seen it here. I don't know whether it's still available, but it would definitely be the right kind of thing to do with those pads, because, like, you know, they're still going. They've still got ink in them. So, yeah, there we go. Got that down there. And then we've got, well, when it's dry properly, but we've got a little tuck, so somewhere to put something in there. Yeah. So, I mean, like, literally, we are winging this. This is no, you know, no planning whatsoever. So I think if I then have maybe that, oh no, it's not the same colour. Is it too much? So I just want, I don't know whether I want a pocket on here. Could have a little pocket there, I guess. Just made up of maybe a couple of these. Or I could have some little tucks. Yeah. Oh, actually, yeah, I like the idea of that. A little tuck there and a little tuck there. Friar tuck there and a friar tuck there. Here a tuck, there a tuck, everywhere a tuck tuck. Old MacDonald had a farm, E-I-E-I-O, and on that farm he had a moose. I don't know why he'd have a moose, but like, you know, I am a moose, so E-I-E-I-O with a oh. Here, it's not really designed for old MacDonald's had a farm. So, anyway, enough of my singing. Well, you've had enough of my singing. I haven't had enough of my singing, but then again, I never do. I've been singing along to Jessie Ware today. Jessie Ware's album, What's My Pleasure, is my absolute all-time favourite album ever. I just play that over and over and over again. And it's funny because at Christmas, we were outside chatting to the neighbours because, you know, everybody was out in the street and doing the social distance thing. And we were talking, and I've got some neighbours that are very young, you know, in their 20s. And they said, oh, what kind of music do you like? And I said, what I'm really loving at the moment is Jessie Ware. And I said, the album, What's My Pleasure? And they were like, Jessie Ware, that's our music. Like, how indignant, like, you know, how dare I listen to their music? Yeah, but I do. I really like Jessie Ware, so I could probably, if the music came on now, I could sing along to it, every single one on that album, and I really love the album. It's fantastic, and you know, for me, it's kind of got like a bit of a 70s kind of chic sort of vibe, all the way through to a bit of Lisa Stansfield from the 80s. It's got that kind of, and I absolutely love it. You know, it's up tempo and it gets you moving. I've been dancing around the house to it earlier, so like what we've got here is we've got a tuck here and a tuck here. No friars, just a tuck. I don't think I'm going to put anything on the back because I think what I will do is I'll probably have it so that it sticks to a page and then you can open it out. I mean, like, you can always decorate it at a later date if I chose to do something else. But as it is, this is what I'm doing. So, yeah. So I'm going to leave the back, and then we've got the bits inside. So I don't really want to go over the top on these bits here. I could introduce a bit of this in here. If I could do it. Could I do it so that it was like more like, don't you jump out of my hand, how dare you? So it's a bit more like that. Right, well, let's have a look. So I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna cut it off at that flower, the center of that flower. I'm just gonna make it square. So control. Sorry, singing Jessie Ware now. Better not sing too much of that. It's still in copyright. She certainly doesn't want me murdering that song for her. So if I put that like that, I had a bit of that's so it came out to here. Bit more of a shape. Might lose that line off there. I don't know what I'm doing, by the way. I'm not doing things for the, you know, with an idea in mind. I'm just kind of going with it. Sometimes that's the best way to do it. Well, that actually is the best way to do any kind of craft. Is just go with it. Just do it. See what happens. The only thing that's, you know, what's jarring with my sensibility is that's upside down. Oh well, got plenty more. Like I say, when I say it's upside down, I mean the fruit are upside down, and I can't. See, that would be better anyway, because then you've got that same like castellated thing at the side. So I would say it was like castellation type thing. I don't mind where it goes. Put it off there. No fingers were harmed in the making of this video. Thank goodness for that. I always forget to take my fingers out of the way, so I'm going to take this bit off the top of here, and I'm going to tear it to there. So I'm just going to take this top bit off, and I'm going to go more in favour of the raspberries and less of the little white flowers. Not going to use all of that anyway. It's going to go to there. I think if we just tear that bit off, that just kind of, then it blends in a bit better. It's like it's supposed to be there. See, they all blend in. And then I've got a little corner. A little corner. You in your books, Warner, and I in mine. Yeah, you know that I've said this before, that I didn't, when I was a child, I used to go to Sunday school, and it was, I think that's from Hosanna. So sing, Hosanna, sing, Hosanna, sing, Hosanna to the King of Kings. So, anyway, moving on swiftly. There's a line about you in your small corner and I in mine, and I used to sing you in your pork Warner because I didn't know the words. I don't know what a pork Warner is, but oh dear. Yeah, so my mum tells me about that. So it's one of those, one of those cripplingly embarrassing things that your parents have to remind you about. So, like, my mum will always remind me that I used to say, when somebody say, "When's your birthday?" I'll say, "It's August the 4th of January." So, wrong glue. I don't know why. It's August the 4th. I don't know why I used to say of January. So, no idea. Just absolutely no. I couldn't even begin to tell you the reason why I used to say that, but I did. We're funny, aren't we? People are funny. So pop that on there and kind of line it up as much as possible. I think I might have gone slightly over the edge because it feels like it's stuck down. Oh no, it's not. Wow. Oh, now you've moved it, Dave. That kind of moved it a bit. So just line that up. There we go. So what I've done is I've just created a little corner. So I can have a little corner pocket thing. Might stick that down better than it currently is. Because if you're going to be shoving things in a corner, you don't want it to be separating. I think it's got enough glue on it, to be fair. Just pop a little bit more on. Just hold it down. I think it was just that it just hadn't had enough contact. That's a bit like me. I haven't had enough contact. Sorry, I'm going to have another swig of a drink. A swig. You know what I mean. Another splash of water. You get so terribly dry just talking all day. And, having been a teacher, that's always been the way. I've always been quite dry, and I've always had a bit of a deep voice from talking a lot. Yeah, I like that. I think that's going to be nice there. I'm going to put a bit of a stronger glue on it, so I'm going to use the 3-in-1 glue rather than the book binding glue. Make sure you're doing the right edge, Dave. The right edge as opposed to the wrong edge, rather than the right edge and not the left edge. Now are you confused? Yep. Okay, good. So am I. I started speaking out loud and thinking, I don't know where this is going. So I'm going to stick it so you can still see the wonky stitching. All part of the charm, remember? Bit of wonky stitching. I'll put that on there. I could have... We're having a bit of Yeah, I'm going to have that on there, just because I can. I'm going to ink the edge of that, though. It's about using a bit of stuff, isn't it? Like using up your stuff. Your waste. Somebody needs to use my waste. My lockdown waste has got larger, so. But you know, I've been chatting to somebody online recently, so you know, who knows? Somebody might want me. It's damaged goods, you see. That's what it is. Oh, talking of damaged goods, he has to chirp in as to have his fourpenneth to say. I don't know whether you heard him, but like Worcester's now barking at somebody. It's weird. There are some dogs that he just barks at all the time. There are some dogs where he just grumbles at them, and then there are other dogs where he doesn't even notice that have walked past, to be fair. So he's gone running downstairs. I'm not quite sure who he's running downstairs to, because there is nobody else in the house. Well, as far nobody's visible in the house, put it that way. So he's gone to tell the ghost. So he normally comes in here to tell me that somebody's gone past and they didn't like it, and you know, it's not fair. They're outside and he's inside. So I'm sure that's what he says. I don't actually know. I don't speak dog. I certainly don't speak Worcester. So that's that there. I don't know what to do on these pages. So let's keep the bits of things that I will use and the bits that I won't get rid of. So maybe, so I've got that there. This is falling apart. That's what all the little bits are. I'm just thinking maybe if I had a little bit of script on the back of. I really like this tissue paper, and I kind of want to use it, but I don't know how to use it. No, I don't like that. I might put it on the actual note cards that go inside. Why won't that lie down? Oh, I know why. It's that thing on the front. Yeah. Okay, so put the lid back on my glue. Okay, so we've got that. What do we want in here? We might just have a collection of little tickets. I like that. Yep, those two together. Just some tickets. Just glue them down. They're not going to be tucks or anything. Like I say, you don't want too many, otherwise it won't shut. So, stick this bit down. Try and get the corners. They're the bits that all kind of fluff up, and then you get like a dog-eared edge. Put that on there. And this bit. Put that down. Don't know how I had it. Like that though. That'll be alright. Do I want a pocket or something on there, maybe? I quite liked these. I don't know whether... I'd love to tell you who they are, and if I can remember, I'll put it in the thing. But I quite like... You see, that's too big, but I could have it that way and have it as a side tuck. But I've got something like that there. That you kind of fold them over and they become like tucks. Tuck nose. Specimen book, quite like that. Oh, there's these as well. There's these corners that have got like a faux stitching on them, but again, they're just too big. Bring that in because that's part of the journal that I'm doing, as is that. not sure that, to be fair, that goes. So, and I'm not sure. I don't want to cut that one down. In fact, actually, that could be one of the things that goes in here. It says strawberry, but it's raspberry. But there you go. The juxtaposition. See, look, it's like life on the edge here. I could put that in there as well. Oh, yeah. Yeah! Small things, please. Small minds. You know what happens. Oh, nice pear. This is what happens when you live on your own. You do go a little bit stir crazy. Oh, God. Come on. Don't tear. Do not tear. It's so difficult to make a decision, isn't it? I do want something on here, but I don't know what I want. And maybe there's something on this little, on the one. This has just got littler versions in. I might have a collection of things on here. I'll have a collection of things on here, and then I can have. Nope, don't like that. Might have those there. Could have a green label to go with it. Yeah, okay. I'll have those on there, and then I'll put a pocket or something in on that bit. So, maybe I'll just make one. Maybe. What have I got in here that I can make something out of? Let's have a look. Oh, that's got Christmas things on it. We don't want to do. It's a spring journal, Dave. We don't want to do Christmas things. What have we got here? You know when you've got so much stuff that you just don't have what you want. I do have everything. I'm not wanting for, I'm not wanting for it. I like having other things, but I don't need it. Let's see. I've got some papers up here. Let's see if anything here is suitable. This is I don't know who it's by. It's Pretty Watercolours. No, none of them are suitable. Don't think anything in this is suitable either. No, it's all a bit meh. Oh, it's terrible, isn't it? I can't find anything that I want to use. Might just have to be. Well, that. How about some of that? Is that too garish? I love it. This is what Christina sent me. I could make a little pocket thing with that. Is that too much? I don't think it's too much. I think it's got the right colours in it. So, you know what? I'm going to just go with it. So I'm just going to stick it down to something that's a bit more rigid. Yeah. Right, move that up. Get it all out of the way. Stand back, folks. It's all going to get messy now. So I'm just going to put a bit of glue on here. All I'm doing is just making it so that I've got a bit more of a rigid base for it to stick onto, because it's only paper. So I'm just going to tear a bit off it. So what do I want? I want something with maybe with the yellow bits on it. Get me actually using stuff. I know. Tell me about it. So, and I'm not worried about the torn edge. I'll kind of sort that out in a minute. Make it a bit bigger. I know it's giant now. It's too big. I realise that. I'm just going to put that on there. Card. Do I have a card? No. I used to have my... That's there. My loyalty card. For smoothing these things out. I just couldn't find it. Right, okay. Cut this down. Yeah, I'm going to have like a pocket that's very similar to that other one. Do I want to rip up or want to rip down? I want to rip down. I think that's too long. I mean, as in too long this way. Yeah, it is. Let's go from here. So, something like that. Don't know. I quite like it. I don't know. So, get off me. It's one of those. It's one of them. Oh, you know, I quite like it. I'm gonna ink the edge though, just so that we get rid of that. It's that pink that I can see that I don't like. So we don't mind it being quite dark because it's quite a dark piece of paper anyway, so it's fine. You know, it won't look really mucky. Sometimes I know that I make things look a little bit mucky, even for me. But there we go. I'll put that on there. I know it's quite dark. It's not straight. I know that for a fact. What? Yeah, that's definitely not straight, is it? No. No, don't be daft. It's not straight. Maybe a bit more like that. Possibly a little bit more, to be fair. Oh, better. That's fine. So, do I need something to lift it now? So you know when you tuned in and you thought, oh, this is only going to be like 2 minutes. Is going to be crafting for? No, don't be daft. So I might have a piece of torn book page behind. My videos seem to have got longer and longer and longer and longer the more I've gone on and done them. You know what it is? It's because I really love spending time with you. So I'll put that there and then put that on it. I know, I need to have... My brain just is not doing its thing today. Its thing that it's supposed to do, which is called working. Just not doing it. Right. I'm going to tear an edge, but I don't know where my tearing ruler is, so I'll just use this. Similar sort of effect. Just tear that bit off. Okay, so what I think I want, let's get rid of those because they're just getting in the way at the minute. So I want that there. I'm going to tear it there, and I want it to come to about here. Tear it there. So I want to tear a thing to go behind it, basically. So I want to tear that like that, and then this goes behind there. Yep, that's what I want. That's it. That's what I was trying to do. I just think it makes it stand out a bit better. So I'm going to glue that bit down. Do I want to make it look a bit more mucky looking? It's not doing very much, Dave, is it? Because you don't actually have any ink on it. It's got some vintage photo. There you go, it makes it a bit more motley looking. And then I get some... let's put the lid back on that properly, Dave. And then get some of the antique linen. worried about this corner because you won't really see much of that anyway. So it's like this bit here you won't see. Yeah, cool. Pop that on there. Do that. Put that in there. Yeah, we're going to do that, whether we like it or not. I've just torn a whole book page up for absolutely nothing, because I can. Because I've got loads of book pages, to be fair. Just going to use this. Is it that way around? Yeah. Sticking this whole thing down. So yeah, I'm not sure whether I'm going to do my live on Sunday. I normally do a live on Facebook on a Sunday. The only reason why I'm kind of hesitant is I've got to get the car ready for being serviced, for being MOT'd, and I need to empty. It's because of my job, I carry so much stuff around with me, and like, you know, I've got printers and all sorts of things in my car, and obviously I don't want to take them to the MOT centre, so I've got to empty my car. I also feel obliged to give it a bit of a clean because, you know, it is a bit of a mess. So yeah, that on there. So we've got a little tuck there. Coolio, I like that. And then we're just going to stick these on in some kind of a random way. I'm going to have to cut that down. You realise that, don't you? Because it's too white on that edge. Tiny bit there. Like I say, these were cut by the Scan and Cut. I think it does a very good job, considering, you know, it cuts everything out. So you just print the whole sheet out, and it just cuts out everything round. I mean, like, it does occasionally have like that. Like, this has got a tiny white line on it, but I think cutting that tiny bit off compared to having to cut a whole sheet out of them out. No, that's fine. I'm quite happy with that one looking like it does. Get off me. Sorry, I picked something up and something else got stuck. Picked this up, sorry, and something else got stuck to me. So that's why "get off me" came into the conversation. So I'll just do that. Just ink round this edge as well. Just gives it a bit more of that authentic look. Obviously, if anything I do that's too grungy for you, then you don't have to do it, do you? So I'm not your mama. Well, I'm not your papa either. Stick that down. Just have that there, maybe. There's no placing going on here. It's just happening. It's organic. Oh no, not specimen. I think the field notes and specimen it says. And then I'll just put that on there. A bit of stick it on. Yep, that's fine. Maybe a bit more like that. Yay! Oh, I like that. So it just needs some things to go inside it. So we've got a couple of little like card things that can go in. But I've also got here somewhere, just got some paper. It's just some coffee dyed paper, but if I make something basically where it's torn, so should I just tear it across there? Just going to make some like little note cardy thing, not note cards, note paper things. So I have one that's kind of just folded up. I like very similar to the original. This is now. I'm just going to have it come a little bit further round this side. Then I'm going to cut it off about there. When I say cut, I'm going to tear. So I'm just going to tear. Well, try and make that line a little bit better, Dave. So I've got that. So it's a little journal-y card sheet of paper. I could decoupage that, to be fair. Pop that in there. And then this one can be just the other one. So I'll just have that so that it folds maybe like that. Will that go in? Might need shuggling a little bit. So what I'll do is I might just tear this edge off. Sorry, so I just did that whole thing of like, I've gone quiet again, haven't I? So just tear that bit off. It's always easier to hold the shortest bit down and tear the biggest bit off than doing it the other way around. I do watch sometimes other people doing it and thinking, yeah, well, the other way around it would be a lot easier. So tuck that in there. Like I say, maybe, I don't know how long this video has been going on for, but maybe put a little, this is some new napkins that I bought just from George Home. It's their Asda, basically. So just open this up. There's a whole lot going on in this video today. We've got a bit of everything going on. That layer obviously just comes off. That's basically not a very well put together napkin, and we just need to peel this bit off. There we go, like that. So just a bit sticky to tear it off, and then you can peel that bit apart. And then I don't think that's got any no real pattern on it. I'll just pop that over there. So I'm going to put, inspired by the note paper that Brian had got, I'm going to put some of this on. So I'm just going to tear that along there. I'm going to get my water brush, he says. Oh, I do this every time. I'm like, is this the one with water in it? Is this the one without water in it? Who knows? But this one happens to be the one with water in it. I'm going to just go around this edge. You know, just to feather the very end. And don't worry about if you don't get all of the flowers in it. It's not about being perfect. Take that off. Yeah, I like that. And then I'm just going to put that on this piece of coffee dyed paper. I quite like the idea of it going on the outside. There. Yeah. Put the lid back on, Dave, because you'll be looking for that in a minute. I'm just going to have another drink. And then, what I'm going to do, try and tidy up a tiny bit. I'm going to put Mod Podge this on. So where's my Mod Podge? And a brush. And a tea towel to wipe it off on. And I'm just going to put this on. I'll just move this out of the way because it's going to get a little bit more messy than not. Oh, piece of paper that I don't need. Oh no, that's one on. Got so many like templates of like prototypes that I'm thinking of doing hanging around. So just flatten this out a little bit. Flatten out where those creases are. I'm just going to put, where do I want this to go? So I want it to be from about there. Just putting some of this down. So we're just going to decoupage it like a, done that a few times now. It's one of my favourite things to do. I absolutely love decoupaging. It's a good job, really. I've got that many napkins. So just flatten it down a bit before I go over with the paintbrush, with the Mod Podge brush thing, whatever it is. Go over it a little bit. Just feather out all of those little bits at the ends, and then this just going over it just kind of makes sure it adheres down. So I'm just going to leave that to dry a little bit on its own, and then I might do the same on this one. But I thought about doing something down this edge. So again, just take some of this paper. Right, I'm just gonna tear this one. I'm just gonna tear out. Sorry, I'll bring it into shot. Just gonna tear out the main part of these flowers. So less about the foliage and the bigger flowers that stick up. Just the little ones. Don't know how long I actually need this piece of paper to be, but we'll just cut it off there, and I'm gonna have this just down there. Yep. So just a bit of Mod Podge on. Doesn't go all the way to the end, so I'm not worried about going all the way to the end. Pop that on. Get it as flat as possible. This just sticks out a little bit, so put some. Oh, hello. Easy tiger. Put that down. Just go over it over the top. Feathering it out. Oh, I'm not worried about it. Doesn't touch the side. I can always cut that little bit of paper off. So there we go. So we've got that. So I just think that just kind of adds to it, kind of unifies the whole thing. Actually, talking of unifying, maybe I just like this flower on here, and I haven't used it at all. So maybe if I take this bit off here, we're just talking about unifying. That's all. And maybe put that on there. Yeah, I'm going to do that as well. Hello. Sorry if you just heard a clunk. I've just like literally whacked my microphone with my paintbrush. So there we go. Put that on there. Put that down. See how far down it needs to come. Down to there. Just go over the top again. Probably should have taken some of that pink out of the background, but never mind. That's alright. I'm happy with that. Pop the lid back on that. Pop the lid back on and put the paintbrush away, Dave, before anything else happens. So, is there actually any water? Oh, there is water in there. That's fine. Just going to get this. Wipe it up the excess. I'm not going to obviously get rid of the glue. I'll do that later. I'm going to dry these off. Obviously, I really do think that this is better if you allow these to dry naturally. They don't curl so much, to be fair. But because see, I never do what I say. Tell you guys to do. Take it off the mat and dry it. It'll dry better. And then I don't do it myself. But no, just for this, I'm gonna obviously speed dry it, because you don't want to literally like watching paint dry, although it's like watching glue dry in this case. This was just, I didn't think about doing this really. I just thought, oh, I could make that look very similar to that note paper that was in the one that Brian gave me, just by putting decoupage on it. I mean, that his was actually printed on it, so. Yeah, okay. Oh no, sorry, I forgot. There's this one as well. And I know it hangs over the edge, I'll just cut that bit off. Just give it a dry both sides, because obviously when you're pushing the moisture through the paper, you want to dry the back as well, because otherwise the back of the paper will be wet and the front will be dry. Okay, done that. Hopefully that's dry. That is dry. I'm going to trim down this edge now. Well, he says he's going to trim down the edge. Oh no, that's done it. It does kind of just hang over this edge. Just give it a bit of a haircut. That's just what I've given myself today. I've given myself a haircut, so. And then that's just like a nice little surprise in there. So I'll pop that one in there. Oh no. Yep, no, that's right, in there. Pop that in there. We've got that little note card in there. We've got this one, which is now very curled up. Although it really should probably be stuck to something, because it's not really a... let's stick it on there. Just throwing that piece of paper away. There. This is perfect for gluing on, because I'm going to throw this away anyway. So just go over the top of there. Get off. Get off. Get off. Pop that on there. See if I can catch that really burnt edge like that. Put that on. Get your card and flatten it down. Then I'm just going to quickly cut this out. So I mean, this is not the finished product. I don't mean that quickly. Talk about cutting corners. I literally didn't cut any corners. Now I'm going to cut it out now. So I'm just going to cut this bit because I can see where that hangs over. And then I'm going to cut this down. Concentrating, tongue out. Standard. Tongue out when I'm actually cutting, and then tongue half out, mouth wide open when I'm trying to thread a needle. So it's a pretty sight, obviously. You know, you're all so disappointed that you can't actually see it, aren't you? So when I'm talking, obviously I don't have my tongue out because that would be ridiculous. But so I'm just going to cut that bit around there. I can still see it through the napkin. Yep, that's right. We're right, Dave. It is a napkin. So there we go. Get rid of those bits. Okay, so that's that little card. So we've got a little bit on here, kind of unifies the whole thing. Pop that in there, and then we've got this little note card as well, which we can fold up. It's on the outside this time. Let's cut it down, Dave. I was thinking, what's missing? You didn't cut it down. That's what's missing. Put that off there. I know I'm using my Tim Holtz scissors to cut gluey things, but it's dry, so it's fine. Any bits that aren't stuck down, just tear them off. Nobody will know that they weren't supposed to be like that. So, like that. Fold it up. Fold that bit up. Just stick that in there. There we go. So now we have a nice little four-fold thing with places to tuck other things. And it just folds down. I mean, like, it'll take a while for it to kind of fold down, or you could put one of those ties on it, but you know, put it under something weighty and it'll learn to be flat. It'll learn the hard way to be flat, to be squashed. So no, yeah, so just doing that little, you've got the thing at the front, you've got a tuck here, side tucks there, and we've got a little pocket here, a little one there, and then there's those. So I just think that's pretty, and I think that can go, that deserves its rightful place in with the other things, although I will tuck it in this back pocket now because it's starting to get a bit full in the front. So that's it. So another thing to go in the Janeybjournal book. We have accomplished a lot today. I realise the video, well, I think the video is longer than an hour because I try to do an hour, but then, you know, when you're having fun, it's really difficult to like just stop, or especially when the ideas are flowing, it's very hard to just stop, and never let that process stop, because you know, it's good for you to just let that creativity just flow out of you. So anyway, that's it. So we have done another journal card, a 4-fold notelet, I would say, a notelet holder, and there we go. So anyway, thanks very much for watching. So my name is Dash of Dave, also known as Crafty Moose. I thank you for joining me. Hope you've had fun. Hope you come back. If you really like it, give me a like. That really helps my analytics. That helps the YouTube know that you've really liked it, and it means that more people see it. So give it a thumbs up if you did like it. Put a comment in the comment section if you feel like you want to. I will always reply to you all. It doesn't always happen straight away, but I'll try to get around to you as soon as I can. And that's it. So thanks very much for watching me today. You all have a great evening, afternoon, morning, whatever time it is with you. Remember, I love you without exception until you give me a reason not to. So don't give me a reason not to. You all take care of yourselves. Sending kisses. Mwah, mwah, mwah. Big crafty healing hugs. And I'll see you all very soon. Thanks very much. Take care. And I'll see you soon. Bye. I've told you I've seen you soon loads of times. So I will definitely see you soon. All right, I'm going. Bye.